Three, two, one. Welcome to a new episode of Sestranow, Sisterhood and Women in Business Network. We are excited to present tonight one of our newest sestras, Diana Speight, is going to talk to us about a product that she's very excited about. So much so that I said, you know what, I have to get you on our channel, on our network to get the word out to our sestras about this. And then her business partner, Angel Trim, is also joining us today. So let's just jump right in. Diana, you want to tell us about some new technology. I've seen it all over the internet, like as far as our platform, you're promoting, you're in the chats, and you're talking about the XETA product that you say improves our internet capabilities, and we're also spreading this throughout the world. So I want to welcome you to our channel, and maybe just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what made you join this company and begin to promote these products.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. My name is Diana Speight. I'm from Gary, Indiana, and I have partnered with an amazing company which is called Build. Basically, building your mindset, building your business, and building your network. And we're an international platform. So we're global now. You know, when I first started this company, started this amazing business, we were basically just domestic. We were just in the US. So now we're global. So that's, truly amazing. And we're an international platform. Basically give us the tools to be able to thrive in lucrative businesses, solar, home security, and different things of that nature, which I can go on and on, but we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
But what I'm really, really passionate about is the XETA project, the XETA movement, because we're revolutionary. We're able to help people, all over the world to be able to connect what we need on a regular basis. And that's the internet, that's the Wi-Fi, especially if you're working from home. If you don't have access to the internet, you can't work.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what the world runs on. Wi-Fi. We're not trying to build the internet. We're basically just trying to solve the problem, have a solution for it in regards to the connectivity.
Okay, so you're obviously, you launch a company, you have a product that solves a problem. So are you saying that the problem is people don't have good internet right now? Are you saying our cable companies and our other companies that you're founder of XETA, of this product, find that it's limited in some way, the people, the ability to have this kind of product? So what distinguishes your internet product? Tell us a little bit more about what distinguishes what you're offering from what we use typically. Like right now, I'm using Wi-Fi via my cable service. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm online right now. What is going to be different for me than what, if I was to get your product? Explain like the difference and what makes what you're offering so great.
And absolutely, and I can basically touch on it. So the biggest problem is the connection, the connectivity, the reliability. And with the Wi-Fi 7 mesh, it's able to increase what you already have. So it's a plug and play product. Just plug it up to what you already have and watch the speed. You know how you do speed? You go to speed.net. So you're able to increase what you already have. And that's the difference. It's just like having the value for what you pay for. And I can basically just use an example. A bag of potato chips. We paid $3, for a bag of potato chips. But guess what? The bag is not filled. It's like an airbag. So you're getting half of the value of what you pay for with the biggest competitors, the biggest giants out there in regards to internet service.
So is this a supplemental product? Is this something where like I could get rid of Cablevision and or whatever is I use for Wi-Fi in my home? Is this something that replaces it, or is this something that supplements it?
It enhances it. It's supplemented, and we're in the process right now of basically being able, to own the internet, and we're just basically just in the beginning stages. Basically just putting out the Wi-Fi 7 mesh, and that's the router, so it can increase your speed, and then you
Okay.
basically so you have like the AI edge node, and that's basically the cloud being able to have more storage.
So I've read a little bit about this, and as you probably know or you don't know, Sestranow has its own app, and it's an app for women, social media app for women as a marketplace for the business products and services, and it's on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, right? And I use, because I have to maintain this for the last couple of years, I've been using AWS, right? It's an Amazon service to work my app where I have to pay them monthly. So I read a little bit like you're looking to kind of like replace that, or also to add to the what we are already using. Is this something where I can get rid of AWS and use your system as my cloud or to operate my app?
And basically, that's what we're working on. We're basically just in the process, the phase 1, but that's basically what we're looking to do. To be able, for you to own your own internet, your own cell phone, and just, basically, just being able just to use those services if it makes sense. And Ms. Trent, she can speak on it as well too.
Sure. If I like add, and Diana is really correct. So, exactly what you're saying is our vision, right? So right now in phase 1, what we're doing is it's acting as an enhancement for what you already have. You're going to continue to be on Cablevision, but you're going to add our modems as like if you've seen like some of the arrows in the stores. If you go to Best Buy, you see some of those Wi-Fi enhancers, Wi-Fi, because your Cablevision is just a connector, right? However, in order for you to connect all the Wi-Fi in your home, you need an extra what they call mesh modem that you can purchase now, Best Buy, Amazon, wherever, to fully connect all the Wi-Fi and get the best speeds and all of that, right? So that's something that it is going to act as an enhancer right now as phase 1 is launched. Once phase 2 is launched, we will now become that AWS for you. So you'll now be able to use those modems as an AWS. You will no longer need your cable provider. You will only pay for connectivity fees to connect. You are basically your own AWS at that point.
Let me just, so that I want to make a comparison and you tell me if I'm correct.
Okay.
So essentially what you're saying is, like back in the days you had we have the phone, right? But
Yes.
now, and you always needed like a phone company, right, to work
Correct.
with to be able to make calls. But now you can actually make calls for free, right? For free, you upgrade so that maybe you can receive text messages, et cetera, et cetera. But literally, there are services out there right now that you could use your phone for free as long as you have internet, right? So
Yes.
is it something like that? Like it's like I would need my Cablevision to just for the to have basic internet, but to take me next level up, I don't have to do all their additions, right? Because right now, like you can have a cell phone bill that's $220, but maybe with what you're saying, you can pay $50 and get the bells and whistles with this mesh modem. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it something like that where you just need the base from the larger companies and you guys take it from there and expand our reach or expand our experience?
Okay, sure, absolutely. I love to share that. So phase one is using the mesh modem as an enhancer. So that means that let's say you have fiber, which is the best of the best out there right now, right? The fastest out there. What it's gonna do is it's gonna max it to what that fiber can do at this moment on phase one, right? If you have a middle kind of ground, it's gonna max to that because each each internet company has a different max point for each level that you pay for. So it can't necessarily take you from the bottom, like you just barely connect and it goes all the way up to 7G because ours is 7G capability, right? Which is the top out there right now. But if you have fiber, it can take you all the way to the 7G capability, of course. So what people have been seeing has been whatever they have, it's been double or triple what you already have, right? So like if you having like the bottom or payment or middle, you'll see a double as a result. But if you have fiber, you'll see those higher speeds, right? I mean, as maxed out as it can go. Now in phase two, however, what's going to happen is when we have enough out there, and I'm just going to say, even in a general area. So let's say a neighborhood, there's 20 homes in there that decides to say, hey, we want to, this neighborhood, we want it to be, we're gonna all get Zeta and we're gonna become our own decentralized platform. So you can do that. About 20 or more boxes in the neighborhood. Now they can turn it on and it will become its own ecosystem. And once it becomes its own ecosystem, you will now only pay connectivity charges. You no longer need Cablevision or Xfinity or any of them. The boxes will turn with the nodes will turn on by itself, and now it will operate outside of those platforms. So you would only pay a wholesale connectivity, meaning just to connect the internet, which is maybe roughly, I think they said between $15-$20 or something like that. And and the whole neighborhood will be working on each other, right? So that's how that area will work. And you literally, when you have that area, eventually, Mr. Kevin Ross has said we can even go out there and use that Wi-Fi on our cell phones just walking outside if there's enough of our platform in the area to do so.
That's
You
phase
won't.
two, Angel, or is that right now?
That is phase three, I believe. Phase three will be where they'll have cell phone service as well, to where you just walk around, and they will, remember, this is international platform, so they want to do it to where, that's why I was sharing with you that the nonprofit is 2/3 of the children in this world will never have access to internet. So by us doing this and by us putting this out internationally, we will be able to reach internet in areas and villages that never would ever, a cell phone, a company would never go into those spaces.
And so, okay, so that was the question I had when we were off camera. I did ask you that. As Sestranow has the nonprofit, and we also, in our community, we have sestras, right? Our sisters that are in communities in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kenya. And when I'm having meetings with them like this, they get disconnected or they can't be online or they drop the call because of their connectivity. So that's something that's on my agenda to do, to help them to better communicate, so that, because our mission is to empower each other financially. I can't help them to get a job when they can't even stay on the phone with me straight through, right? But it's because of their community. Our sisters in Pakistan, when I have a meeting like this and I'm looking to connect with them, it drops, or they can't hear me or they can't see me because they're like, oh, there's a flood in the area, or I'm sorry, or there's rain in the area, there's something coming through the area and all of that. So this is something that is really just amazing. And I look forward to potentially partnering as you reach each of these phases to see how we can get this into those communities of women, and maybe my nonprofit and your nonprofit can
Work
do
together.
some business, because I have the women that are in need, the women and children that are in need of
Okay.
better internet.
Great. So let's go ahead and Diana can definitely, set up a three-way call with our, VP and let's talk more about that.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Okay, so are you, so I have another question. So are you saying that currently, let's just say I have Verizon, right, for my house. Are you saying they don't offer this service at all, or are you just saying the price that they offer is maybe astronomical and you're offering more of a reasonable price? What distinguishes the upgrades that you may get from a large company that's out there right now, like Verizon or AT&T, which are in our neighborhood, which we're all familiar with those names, from your product? Are you saying they don't have access to this technology? Or are you saying yours is going to be more reasonable and more accessible? Help us to understand.
Diana, you want to go?
Well, basically, I think, basically with our product, we basically will be able to have, more storage, and, more space, more storage, with these other companies, and we will be able to basically to increase the value, with what, with what we have with Zeta, versus, the other, cell phone companies, that we have out there. I don't think that we basically have to pay, to have more storage. I can't tell you how many times I have Verizon trying to, oh, your storage, you have so much storage, do you want to buy, So basically, I think we're able to, to fix that problem, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm sorry if I didn't understand what you're saying. So can you give me a practical example of why right now I would want to say, you know what? Because the people are looking at this video, the reason we have this video is to get the word out about your phase one. So can you tell me, or tell the viewers, why they want to connect with you and Angel as soon as they see this video and find out more about this product? Tell us why.
To basically to be able to have better service, to be able to have better connectivity, to be able to have control of your data, your information, and basically to be able to, to be an impact, to help people connect, because 260 billion people, if I'm not mistaken, they do not have reliable internet. And that is really, to me, is the main problem, is connectivity. I can't tell you how many times, I'm not working from home now, but I used to work from home, and my Wi-Fi is not reliable, or I lose connection. And I have to basically call my service provider, which is Comcast, to get connected.
Okay.
And I think, to me, I think that's really, really like the major concern to me. That's opened up my eye to be able to control my own information, to be able to protect my data.
Okay. And you're saying these other companies that everyone's going with, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, et cetera, they don't do that?
Well,
No.
if I may share a little bit,
Sure.
so for us, what we're doing here, with the relationship with Zeta, we're not really going out there to be a competitor of Verizon. What we're doing is just like Uber, right, has done for the taxis, right? So what we're doing is we're coming in there to kind of disrupt the market. if you want to say, right? The Airbnbs of the world. We're going to disrupt it. We're not doing anything different. Apple didn't invent the phone. We didn't invent, well, actually, we did invent a lot of the telecom because if you read on Kevin Ross and some of the team that he's working with, like Dr. Rajev, they own, together, they own over 130 patents in the telecom industry. So if you have a cell phone, their technology was, you're holding their technology already. So these companies actually have to go through them in order to get some of this. So these are the original creators of these technology. And what they're doing here is not to make more money. Kevin Ross was already worth 500 million when he created WeLink, right? These gentlemen have made money. They've been, but what they're going for right now is to impact the world, right? And that's what Zeta is going to do, is going to impact the world. That's why instead of being a venture capitalist type of company, he decided to do a public benefits company, meaning that the community, the funds, everything has to what? Impact the community, right? So that's what we're a part of. And number one is that right now, these mesh modems that you're seeing in phase one is more of, if you've gone to if you go into Best Buy, they have them about 1400, 500 too. There's different price and different ways that they do it, but they're not 7Gs. The 7Gs are going to run you about 1,000 and up. And people now, because they move into these homes, I don't know if you know, but they don't they built these window panes now that are double durability, but what, it keeps the noise out, it keeps the sun out, but it also keeps what? Wireless out. And that's all over the offices, all over everywhere. So when they're in certain buildings, in certain places, there's no connectivity, right? I have people that live in high rise that pay 4 or 5 thousand a month with bad internet, right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
and
so let
so,
me,
uh-huh.
Angel, so you mentioned the pricing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying the 7G for 1K or 1400 plus in Best Buy, are you offering it cheaper than Best
Half
Buy? Because you
off,
said they have the technology. So you're
half
half
off.
off. All
So
right.
it's about 675 right now.
Okay, so that's something that that's a benefit. So what I'm hearing
Absolutely.
now, the benefits are enhance. What even with these large companies, your internet still sucks, for lack of a better word, right?
Yes.
And I know that too, that like where I am right now, I don't even know what's the company, but off the top of my head, I don't even know what's, I'm staying, with a family member, but I know that the it's not the best internet. So I'm like, it's working from here is still not the best internet. So you're saying you solve that problem for less, that normally I could go to Best Buy and solve the problem, but you're offering a solution to enhance what I have so that I can rock and roll up in here, right?
Yes,
That's what you're
absolutely.
saying, right?
Yes.
And you're saying for half the price,
Correct.
right? Which saving money is what we all want to do. And then on top of that, you're saying this is a public benefits company, right?
Correct.
And so you're saying it's not for profit at all. I think it is a combination maybe of them
Yeah,
both.
it's a public benefits is I think, believe now, I'm not sure, but 70-80% has to be the community. So, there is some profit, right? But majority of it, 70 to 80% has to go back to the community. And I'm glad you touched on that. And you're wondering, how does it go back to the community, right? So going back to the community, what he's been able to do is, while you're surfing the internet, you're actually going to be earning coins. So he's going to add the fact that you can plug in and you can earn from doing what you're already doing.
Oh,
So that will go
okay.
back to the community. Correct.
So you say you can plug in and you can earn. Help us to understand that a little more. So you're saying if I buy your product $675, right?
Mm-hmm.
That as I'm using it, I'm earning points from my usage that get me what exactly?
Yes, from your usage. It's going to be, differentiating how many coins. It's like mining coins. If you remember Bitcoin, at one point you could mine coins, right? So here you can actually mine coins. You'll have an app, and on there, well, you can actually move your coins there, and it's not offered it's not offered for people to buy it on the exchange, this coin. It's only for you when you have the product, and you can actually utilize this product, and you can earn coins on this product, and you can sell your coins. That's the only way people outside can ever get these coins, is if you decide you want to sell your coins, then they can purchase it. But it is only through purchasing the products. So as a person who owns a system, you now own the coins and own the mining more coins as you're being utilized, uh, uh, as it's being utilized. So, just a quick example, have a hotel owner, he just bought 6 boxes. So those 6 boxes are mining for him as his clients that are coming into the hotel and utilizing the hotel. That owner is actually gaining more coins.
Gaining more points that he can use toward buying more product?
No, that he can use to, if he wants to sell it on the exchange, right? It's just like if you've ever sold, coins on the exchange. If you have Bitcoin, then you sell it. That's the same thing. Here, you're going to be able to mine more coins, and then you'll be able to sell that on the exchange.
All right. You going above my head. I like to stay in my lane. I like to stay in my lane. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So now let's go back a little bit. I want to hear a little bit more about that's great, that how you can earn. So now we understand why you want to do this at all. Can you help us to understand, we discussed this a little bit off camera, about how someone that's looking at this video may be able to get involved in this movement, right? Where phase 1, you're going to phase 2, you're going to phase 3. You told me that there's a way that someone can get involved to sell this product, to be an agent, just as Diana is doing and Angel is doing. And you made it clear to me that it is not an MLM. So can you explain that to the listeners who are saying, that's another multi-level marketing thing? Let's touch on that. Let's talk about the elephant. Let's get, the elephant in the room. Let's get that out the way.
So basically, and I'll touch on that, Stephanie. So what they can do, if they can come in at $199, and they will basically have a brokerage. They will have the solar, they will have alkaline, they will have alkaline water, which is Rain H2O. They will have basically our Build Academy. And they'll basically just have access to all of these products. If they purchase a XETA box, they can get the business for free for 30 days. I think we still basically have that promotion. If they basically just want to come in and just promote XETA, it's a way that they can definitely do that. They can basically just, buy a box, and they can basically, earn, I think, like $125 if they sell the box. They can basically, earn off of other people coins who they sold the box to. So, and I also basically having a video that basically explains, the compensation plan. I do have that. I can definitely send that over to you as well.
So the XETA box is $675.
That is
right
correct.
now.
Yes, ma'am.
And what when you buy that XETA box, what are you getting? An enhanced internet service. You're not getting rid of your Cablevision or your AT&T or your Verizon cable that gives your internet. But what this is going to do is solve the problem that you're having. That although you have those services, you have an issue. Right. So, and then on top of that, you're kind of investing in something. If you're an entrepreneur, like I am, a serial entrepreneur, so to speak, it's a way to solve your problem, but get in there and make some money too, in that you're earning coins from your usage, and as well as helping your community. Because if you sell to your neighbors, let's just say you're in a community, like my friend, if she gets this, right, she can sell to others in her community and make that little, I think you said, I took notes, get that little network going in her community where all of them are decentralized. I think Angel said, like, get that going. Like out here in Pennsylvania, we have many communities, right, where there are homes and the internet is not that great. But if in that community, that homeowner gets the word out, hey, let's all 25 of us agree to get this system, boom. Now, together they can save. Tell us how that may work for someone that's ambitious like I am.
Okay, so basically, so if they purchase a Zeta box, and what they're going to do, they're going to be able to basically, to start, earning the coins when they, they plug into the system. And basically, and what they can do if they just want, like I said, if they just want to, come in and, sell the boxes, we have that opportunity to do, because they are basically, I think it's what, 67%, Angel?
Yes, that's correct.
67% of the profit, am I correct?
I thought you said 125 they would get out of the 675.
Oh,
So it's more.
125 if they come in, they basically want to sell the box, they'll make 125 once the person buys it, if that makes sense. They'll make $125 if I'm
But
correct.
that's not 67%.
No,
But
no. So 67% is how much coins you mine. So for instance, if somebody, if she shared it with a neighbor and that neighbor decided to purchase one, she'll earn 67% of that neighbor's coins as well. So when that neighbor has 100 coins, then 100 coins, then she'll earn 67 coins every time that neighbor earns 100, right? And so what it's based on is just earnings. Number one, like the coins, just like any coins, you see Bitcoin's like 120,000. Of course, we're not starting there, but we'll start at, 1 cent or 10 cents. So if you own a coin, let's say 100 coins, that will be, at some point when it hits $1, that will be $100, right? As it goes up, right? So you're collecting these coins so that as the value of the coins go up, you're holding on to something.
so let me ask you this question. I have another question. So what about the commercial side? So far, we've been talking about residential properties, I think, right? And you mentioned something about a hotel owner. What if someone wanted to take this to the next level, not only become an agent, I don't know what you call each other, like an affiliate or an agent?
A broker.
A broker, right? Let's say a broker decides they want to attack the market in, I'm sorry, commercial market, hotels, terrible internet, office buildings that have terrible internet. Like, dad, you gotta live somewhere. I was the other day.
Absolutely. That is my lane. I love
I was somewhere the other day and they said, oh, you got to go outside. I can't think of where it is. You got to go outside. I was in a Family Dollar. They're like, you're not going to get, I don't want to give you an idea.
Right.
You're going to take my idea. But let's just say, I'm going to erase that. No, anyway.
No.
Go ahead, do what you need to do.
But we already have people on my team that are going out there. She just spoke to, what do you call it? Even apartment buildings, right? Apartment buildings.
Yes.
Yeah, commercial is great. Commercial are great.
Is it the same deal, Angel? So my question is,
yes,
is that a different deal when you're dealing in a commercial side, or is it the same as residential? Everything is still, if they get it for 50%, that you get $125 and 67%, or does things change when there's more volume involved? What if there's major volume involved?
Yeah, no, it's the same, only because the volume just means that they just need more boxes. Like the hotel he bought, well, actually 7, right? So it just depends on the square footage, but you're getting paid 125 times 7, right? So there's no differentiate. It's just if they need more square footage, like a commercial would need, then they would just have to buy more boxes. That's all.
Okay. All right. We've been on for
Yeah.
a while. We're exceeding our 30-minute. I want to close with 2 things. I want to ask you, but more on the nonprofit side. You said we're going to set up a call and we can discuss that. But for my sestras that are in other countries, outside of the United States that don't have access to it, and here we can say, nah, I'm gonna stick with AT&T, Verizon, or whatever. Or I'm gonna go to Best Buy and just buy that thing. They don't have that option, and they don't make the US dollar, right? They don't have the resources and the finances that we have here to be able to go in a store and pay $6.75 or even $100, right? Is there something that you offer to the women of Kenya, the men of Ghana, that where they make $220 for the month and they don't have this kind of money? Is there anything that we can, any way that you appeal to them and can help them?
I mean, speaking from my, helping, and I do have international my team in Philippines and South Africa. What we can say is you can actually become an affiliate just on the Zeta side, right? Not any of the other things. You can actually become an affiliate on the Zeta side, and they may not be able to possess that money, but they can actually go speak to these business owners who can put this in their stores, in their shops, in their hotels, in their facilities, and make that 125 to now turn around and purchase their own.
Ooh, okay, I get you. But the cost is going to be in Kenyan money, $675 US, no matter what. That's what you're saying. Okay,
Yes.
so I want to close with this. If you can please let our viewers know, how is it that they may get in touch with you, Diana, and you, Angel, if they're ready to move forward with this opportunity, the many opportunities that you stated? Can you please tell us what's the best way to reach you? And I will include that in the post as well that we're going to share. This recording will be on our network channel, which is on YouTube.
I can definitely give out my contact number. They can definitely reach me at area code 219-781-4093. If they need more information, I have all the information that they can, that they need. So they can reach me on my cell phone number, 219.
What about an email? Is there an email?
They can also my first, my last name, number 3@gmail.com, or they can I have my business email, DianaSpeight.com.
And then if they want more information, I guess they go to XETA, XETA.com to find out more, do their research, and then contact you, Diana, and they can get their questions answered and get started.
That is correct. Yes, yes, Stephanie.
All right. Stop calling me Miss Stephanie. Anyway.
Stephanie.
All right, Angel and Diana, I want to thank you both for taking the time to tell us about these great opportunities and this great technology. We wish you the best in your endeavors as you elevate to phase 2, phase 3, etc. I look forward to connecting with your vice president to talk about how we can essentially benefit my network of women and my nonprofit, the women that I serve, and we need the internet, right? I do need to help them with their internet. So I look forward to doing that. And this recording can be found on Sestranow's Sisterhood and Women in Business Network on our YouTube channel for now. Eventually, we are going to take this network to the next level, and we will be on Roku television, and you'll be able to see all these recordings on our network as we elevate. So thank you for your time, Angel and Diana. and we'll see you on the next episode of Women in Business.
Thank you,
Thank
Stephanie.
you, Stephanie,
You're
so much.
welcome.